Hi there, my name is Amrit Raj and welcome back to our complete ABAP plus HANA course. This will be our fifth lecture of ABAP programming, which is the third chapter here, and we are going to discuss the internal table and work area. So what is an internal table? Now here see, internal table is a temporary storage of data on ABAP application layer. If you guys can remember, we have discussed the three architecture of our ABAP, and we have seen that there is a presentation layer, the second one is application layer, and then the third one is which is database layer. So on that we are going to write the program on our application layer. So for that purpose we will have to bring data from our database to ABAP application layer, and then we are going to perform operation on that. So what we are going to do, we will require a temporary storage there where we will store that particular data, and then we are going to perform operation. So for that purpose we need a table there. So here the concept of internal table comes into the picture, that it is a temporary storage of data on ABAP application layer where we are going to store data, and it can store data any number of store any number of data at the runtime. There is no limit of it. If you want to store infinite number of data at the runtime, you can store it in the internal table, but only at the runtime. Once the program execution is done, it is not going to acquire any space there. So internal table can store any number of data at the runtime. I have explained this, that if you want to bring this data from, you want to perform any data on the database layer, then you will have to bring it from database to your ABAP application layer, and then you are going to perform operation, and after that you will save the changes that you have done on the ABAP application layer. Now, a very important use of internal tables is for storing and formatting data from a database table within a program. So within a program, what we are going to do, suppose there is a requirement that my customer wants that for 4 or 5 columns of my table, the data should be changed. So what we will do, we will simply bring the data and we will store them in the internal table. Then we are going to use the loop operation, and in that particular loop we will perform the changes there, and after that we will commit the changes to the database. So this is how things are going to happen. Then the next thing that we have is work area. So work area is again a temporary storage of data on application layer. It is also a temporary storage of data on application layer. However, unlike internal table, a work area can only store a single record at a time. So here what you are going to see, that this internal table is going to store any number of record at a time, but this work area is only going to store a single record at a time, and work area is used to process the data in an internal table. So suppose you have got 10,000 record in an internal table, and you want to modify your fifth record. So how you are going to do that? So you will have to simply bring that fifth record into this work area, because it can store at most one record at a time. So you are going to bring that particular record into this work area, and after that you are going to perform the operation, and then you will simply modify your internal table using this work area. So work area is also a temporary storage of data on ABAP application layer, and however, unlike internal table, it can only store a single record at the runtime. Also, work area is used to process the data in an internal table. I have already explained how we are going to use it to process the data in our internal table. Then the next thing that we have, how we are going to declare our internal table, how we are going to declare our work area. So before creation of any internal table and work area, what we are going to do, we will require a structure. If you guys can remember, in our first chapter, in our second chapter, which was data dictionary, what we did there, we created tables structure from our AC11 transaction code, and this is our table that we have created. So suppose if you want to create a internal table, you will require certain columns into it. So for that purpose, either we can use our table, or we can use any global structure that we have created in our AC11 transaction code, or we can create our local structure within a program which will be eligible for that particular program only. So what we will do, we will simply go to AC38 transaction code here, and we will create a program. So I will give a name starting from Z, and I am going to give a name for my program. So name will be internal tab 1. Just give a title for our program, internal table and work area declaration. We will declare our internal table and work area here. And the time I will select executable program and I will click on this save button. Assign the package, assign the transport request and click on OK button. Now things are more clear. So let's start with the declaration of a structure. So how we are going to declare our structure? How we are going to declare our structure? So declaration of a local structure always start with this types keyword. Just remember it. Declaration of a structure always start with this types keyword. So what we are going to do, we will declare a local structure for us. So I will start with this types keyword, begin of ty underscore employee, and I will use the column of my table employee ID, type data element of employee ID, because if you are going to give a column, there will be a data type for it. So my data element already stored the data type and length. That is why I am going to give this particular data type here. So employee ID, employee name, type data element of my employee name, then department, type data element of my department, then manager, type data element of my manager, end of ty underscore employee. Just press Ctrl space, you will get the help here, ty employee, press enter and you can see my structure have been created. So this is the type structure that I have created using this types keyword, and it is a local structure. Now we can create our internal table and work area using this particular structure. Just focus on it, how we are going to do here. So to declare an internal table, we will use this type table of keyword, and to declare a work area, what we are going to do, we will use this type keyword. There is a difference here, that to declare a internal table, we will require this type table of keyword, and to declare a work area, we will use this type keyword. So let's declare a internal table and work area. LT employee type table of ty underscore employee, and ls employee type ty underscore employee. Now what is this LT employee and what is this LS employee? So for declaring any local internal table, the significant keyword that we prefer is LT and LS. However, if you don't want to use this LT or LS, you can give any name. Suppose if you want to give IT for internal table, you can use it. Nobody is going to care about that, but it is a preferred way that everybody preferred in the market. So if you like it, you can use it. Otherwise, you can take your own name. So if you want to go for the global internal table, you can use GT for global table here, LT for local table here, and LS simply means local structure here. And we can clearly see this particular work area is behaving like a structure only, because it is going to store a single record, at most single record at a time. So that is why we start with this LS key naming convention. Now this becomes the declaration part of our internal table and work area. So this was a local structure. If you want to use the global structure, how you are going to do that? You will simply go to SE11 transaction code. Okay, maximum number of GUI reached. Let's go to our SE11 transaction code. And here I have already created a structure. I am going to show you ZAR stuff. Yes. So this is a structure that I have created. I have already explained it how to create a structure in my data dictionary chapter. You guys can see it. But here, see what I have done here. I have created a structure with the 4 columns. Now, if I want to use this particular structure to create an internal table, then how I can do that? I will simply copy the name of my structure here and I will go to my program. I will comment out this internal table and work area. And what I will do, I will simply use this data LT underscore employee type table of, and I will paste the name of my structure that I have created here. Then what I will do, I will use ls employee type and I will paste the name of my structure here. Now you guys can see it that instead of going for local structure, if I have created a global structure, I can use it in any program. So this is the benefit of our global structure. But however, there is a chance that you will not require much use of it. So instead of going to global structure, always we should prefer this local structure only. These are the steps of creating a global structure. You will simply go to SE11 transaction code, select the data type radio button, and you will give the name of the structure. Then after that, you will click on this create button and you will select the structure radio button and click on OK button. Give the columns that you want and also first give this short description and you will activate your program after assigning the package and transport request. So this is how you can create a declaration part I have explained. Now the next thing is how to create a table type. Now what is this table type concept? If you guys remember, when we started with our ABAP programming chapter, I have explained that there are 3 kind of data type. The first one was elementary, then the second one was complex data type, and the third one was reference data type. So in case of complex data type, we have 2 types. The first one was structure from SE11 transaction code, because in case of structure, what we are going to do, we are going to combine here the elementary data type. You guys can clearly see we are combining these elementary data types here. So in case of a structure, what you are going to do, you will be combining the elementary data type. Then the second complex data type was table data type. So create a table data type. How you will go? You will simply go to SE11 transaction code and here you are going to give a name. So first, for creating a table type, we are required to pass a structure there. So I will simply copy this structure name. See, I have already created this. You will simply go, what you are required to do, I am just explaining the step. Go to SE11 transaction code, select the type radio button and you will give a name for your table type. You are going to give a name for your table type and then you will click on this create button. You are simply required to click on this create button. Okay, let me show it to you. Click on this create button and a pop-up screen will come. You will select this table type radio button and you will go for this OK button. Then you will provide a short description. Suppose I am giving table type for my employee table. Employee table. And in this line, you are going to paste the name of your structure. Where is my structure? It was ZAR underscore employee. So you will simply paste the name of a structure and it will simply load it. Now what is the benefit of creating this table type? Wait a minute. First activate our program. Okay. See, what is the benefit of creating this particular structure here? We can use this in a table type. Now, what is the use of this table type? So, if you want to create an internal table using this particular table type, you will not require to use this type table of keyword. You will simply use this type keyword because this is already a table type. and there is no need to give it as a type table of. So we will simply pass here lt employee type, and we will paste the name of our table type here. Just copy the name of your table type and paste it around here. Again, it is going to work in the same way. This is an internal table. This is how you are going to create a work area. For work area, you are required to pass the structure, and for creating an internal table, you will be simply passing the internal table. You will simply passing the table type. Or if you don't have the table type, you will use the keyword type table of. I hope the difference is clear here. Now there is no need of it. I will simply delete it. All right. Let's start with the next portion here. Okay, so this is enough for today. Next one is internal table operation, which we will discuss in our next video. So for knowledge perspective, or if you want to master complete ABAP plus HANA, simply subscribe my channel. Also, if you want any kind of guidance, like if you want to go for the dedicated training, or if you want to go for a global certification or any kind of thing, my number is there in the description. Simply you can text me on WhatsApp. Thank you very much.